Hello, welcome back to another episode of Viper Squadron podcast. With me today, I have Austin. Who's
So,
seen right there, that little Texan dude, and then I have Larry
What's
sitting
up,
up, not
everybody?
laying on his bed.
Well, not this time. Actually, I'm sitting somewhere else in the house. So
See,
I'm totally not even near the bed this time. I'm totally alert.
a less chance of you falling asleep.
Bullseye.
yeah.
I know later in the episode, Patrick's going to be calling in, so probably in, about 40 minutes or so. So, I'm sure he'll jump in as soon as he gets on. This week, let's see, we had FFG released an article for the Republic ARC-170 Starfighter expansion pack. This provides a ship that can last a little longer in a fight than a V-19, and has a few tricks up its sleeve. It says compared to the Rebel ARC-170 that shows visible wear and scoring, this model is a freshly painted that shows no wear in the Republic colors, and is on that medium base.
Yep.
So, what do you guys think of the model?
I think it's beautiful.
Sorry.
I think it's beautiful. It shows where the original arc came from. Like this is a military vehicle. It's not just a ragtag
Right.
salvage. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, Larry?
I agree in the same accordance. I also like the way it's got that. I'm sorry. I'm the kind of person that likes when I see something brand new, something in its way. It's kind of look like that brand new look. I love how they make it look like it just came off the factory floor and is ready to go out to do its battle like ain't no one's business.
Well, in fact, when these did come out, they were right off the factory, brand spanking new to join the fight. Okay, so this pack came with 6 clone pilots and 14 upgrade cards. So a good mix of them. The dial, if you look at the dial, it's exactly the same as the Rebel ARC-170. Yeah. I even had a double check. I made sure today. Went through everything. So I mean, it's still a good dial. It's got a lot of, it's got a lot of options. So, I mean, it's even got that 4K in there, but with this having the rear arc too, 4Ks are not as important.
Right.
The stats for the ship, they have 3 attack in its front arc. You can do 2 attack in its rear arc. Comes with 1 agility, 6 hull, 3 shields. So, like I said, it's going to last longer in the fight because that's a lot more shots than those torrents can take.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it comes with the actions, a focus, a lock, and then a red barrel roll.
Yeah, so it's basically the same as the Rebel ARC-170.
Right. Okay, so for the pilots, the first pilot they had was Oddball. Now, we saw him on the V-19 Torrent. He also flies on the ARC-170. His pilot ability, he's still Initiative 5, and his pilot ability is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still pretty good.
Right. It makes sense too. I mean, you don't want to be changing things up for the same person.
Yeah. Right. And then, it's a pilot ability, so it's like that specialty towards that pilot.
Right. It's what he's good at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the next one they talked about was Wolf. I like this one, by the way. He's in Initiative 4, comes with 1 charge. It says, while you perform a primary front arc attack, you may spend 1 charge to re-roll 1 attack die. And this is, while you perform a primary rear arc attack, you may recover 1 charge to roll 1 additional attack die.
So in a way, it's almost kind of a catch-22, especially if you're in the middle of a fight and you got someone behind you and someone in front of you. So you can use that extra ability on the first run through. If you keep someone behind you and you shoot from the back, you get it back so you can do another damage on the next round. I like that.
Right. I mean, this is the one that I was like, whoa, because because you take this and add veteran tail gunner, so it can do that dual attack. Then you use this, and think about it. You drop that arc right in there in between 2 ships, and you're range 1 at each one.
Oh.
5 dice attack on the front and 4 from the rear.
Right.
That's freaking nuts.
So from the front, you're only re-rolling 1 attack die. It's not an additional attack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. So in the rear, it's an additional.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got that. Right. But still, re-rolling that 1, still you would be 4 out each side, but still, you mean you could re-roll 1, and man, I just think that's really good for that guy.
Yeah.
Initiative.
If you look at it, the charge is not recoverable. So the only way to get that charge back is to attack from the rear.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, the only way you can get rid of this, get around this guy, is make him use that charge the first time, out the front, and just never get in his rear arc, so he can't ever recover it, so he can never use that ability again. But that's also hard when it's a medium base ship and that has a pretty nimble dial. So
yeah, that's gonna make it one a challenge, especially if you know how to fill it out right with another chip or 2.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the kind of ship you want to run with swarms that the separatists are going to have a lot of. So
right,
it wouldn't be too hard to get 2 attacks in one round.
Right. So I see. So check your email, Austin, or message, because Chris sent you his 2 cents on Wolf. Go ahead and read it out to us.
He says, my in-out on Wolf, okay, or his input on Wolf. Charge the enemy, use front primary with a reroll. Next turn, fly past or to the side of the enemy and use the rear arc to recharge ability. Add an attack die, flip him front, attack again, and rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. So he is right. That is a way to do it. There's the way you can really incorporate using that 4K.
Yeah.
Now what would make this really nasty would be if it had a stop.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Because think about it, you're trying to get out, away from him, and then he just stops, and then like either you running into the rear of him, or you're still in his arc, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So I think that could have been. I'm glad that they didn't put that in there. That would have been nasty.
Yeah.
Because I know when I've used the stop on the Reapers or even the Upsilon, that it makes a big difference sometimes. Because for one, you get it to where you allow the who's somebody who's shooting on you from behind just to pass you.
Right. Well, I use the U-wing quite a bit, and that stop is very handy.
Yeah.
What you talking about? Especially if you're using the TIE Punisher. You got someone you're trying to get into your range of shot, and you just see they're about to fly in the path. You just put it in a stop position, especially if you're running red line, so you can do dual lock. Oh, that could be pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. The next pilot is Jag.
CT5.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one's funny because all the other ones, I'm sorry, I didn't read them off because they even had it. The oddball was CC2237, and Wolf was CC3636.
Yeah.
This one I thought was funny. CT5/11-9009. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a fucking mouthful.
Just a bit.
Yeah. It says after a friendly ship at range 1 and 2 in your left arc or right arc defends, you may acquire a lock on the attacker.
That's kind of interesting.
So if you look at it, his pilot skill is 3, so he's definitely going to be getting something later in the engagement phase.
Right. So if one of the ships next to you are getting shot by like a I-5, now he got a free lock on you, and then when it comes to his shot, then he can shoot at you and use that target lock.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Range 1 to 2 too, so that's not bad.
And you notice there's no range restriction on the lock?
True.
Right.
So you could even be locking on someone that you know you're going to be shooting at next round.
Yeah, well, yeah, it has to be the attacker. So, like, if the attacker's at a range of you, but still in range of the defender, you should still be good.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, they're going to be in range of the defender because he can shoot them. So, you know, you get the lock on that guy. He might be way out of range for you, but
yeah,
there's no range restriction. So that's what I thought was pretty interesting on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So, let's see. When you talk about that, it makes it you want to get better at your formation flying too. Because if you keep your allies next to you in range of 1 and 2, that make that thing even basically devastating. So if you're a good formation flyer, I tell you, you might want to go with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. If you well, because it does say it's just a friendly ship, so it could be you could have this and then a couple of torrents next to it.
Yeah.
You know, you flying them like that, or you could have a couple of the arcs, but depending on how pricey they are. What was the prices? How pricey were the the Rebel arcs? That's the one thing I did not do was look at the prices.
So they're about the 50.
So yeah, so they're in the 50 ranges.
Yeah.
But now, do you think that the clones are going to be more or less than the Rebels?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna say a little bit less, but not dramatically less.
Now, I will say this: I think they might be a little more because these guys were trained from birth and everything, and then to fly ships, all this stuff. All these other ones, they became pilots and all that shit, and I think
their abilities might make them expensive.
What's that?
If they are more expensive than the Rebel arcs, it's because it's going to be because of their abilities, the pilot abilities.
Right. So okay, so let's see. What's the next one? Sinker.
Right.
After a friendly ship at range 1 and 2 in your left or right, ARCs performs a primary attack, it may re-roll 1 attack die.
Okay, I've seen a lot of team formation flying coming up in this build. Or
100%.
I mean, I agree that. So like you got oddball that can something different on an attack out the front and the back. Then you get wolf.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is that? Oh, I'm sorry, that was wolf doing that. But oddball was.
You're talking about Jag? Jag was the left and right.
Yeah, wolf was the one that can shoot out the front and back.
Right.
Jag is the one with the lock from defending from your friendly defenders.
Yep.
And then Jag, when your friendlies are attacking, they could re-roll a dice. Now,
sinker. No.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was.
While we're talking about this card, I wanted to show something to the viewers that I acquired this at the Crate Cup. I have
put you on the big screen.
It is signed by Paul Heaver.
Yes, that's the Sinker Fell alt art card, and it was plastic. So, and yes, Austin was able to get Paul to sign it.
Yes, sir.
And he's shown that to everybody. So now you guys are, if you didn't see it in person, then now you've seen it. All right, so let's see, where are we at? All right, so the other pilots that they have are the generic pilots that they named. The Squad 7 veteran, which is an I3, and then 104th Battalion pilot at I2.
So finally we get generics for the ARCs.
Right. Because the Rebels are all named.
Yeah, all 4 pilots, yeah.
Right. So then I could see these being lower than the Rebel ones.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
True.
I don't see them being above like 42 points, if that.
Yeah, so that's all 6 pilots that they named, and that's all 6 pilots. They said there was only 6 different pilots, so that's all of them. There's no hidden anything with this one. All right, so in the upgrades now for crew cards, it comes with Chancellor Palpatine and Darth Sidious. So we went over that one last time when we were going over the Sith Infiltrator.
Right.
So this one is a Republic or Separatist faction. So, just as he did in all the movies, he played both sides. So, so that's the only crew card that they had in there. The Astromech is an R4 P44. So here with this one, it's a Republic only, and it says after you fully execute a red maneuver, if there's an enemy ship in your bullseye, gain 1 calculate token. All right, so now remember this one. Oddball's pilot ability was after you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, if there's an enemy ship in your bullseye, you may acquire a lock on that ship. So now you put that astromech on Oddball, and he does that red maneuver, and there's somebody in his bullseye. He gets a target lock and a free calculate.
Yep.
Makes some more
I
I mean, that, and then, of course, you're going to get stressed because it's a red maneuver, but you already have at least a calculate. So you at least
calculate. What do you need? What else do you need?
Yeah. Well, focus would have been a little better, but
Don't want to break the game.
What's that?
I said, don't want to break the game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was it for that one, and then, of course, they named the veteran tail gunner.
Right.
We already know what that one is. After you perform a primary front attack, you may perform a bonus primary rear attack. So you add Oddball with the R4P44 and veteran tail gunner. No, was a wolf was what I was saying was what veteran tail gunner would have been best on. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, it's just crazy. Now they come with another gunner. It's called 7th Fleet Gunner. It's a Republic only. It has one charge. It says, while another friendly ship performs a primary attack, if the defender is in your firing arc, you may spend one charge. If you do, the attacker rolls one additional die to a maximum of 4 dice. And then during the system phase, you may gain one disarm token to recover one charge. So it's not one you can just regenerate at the end of the round, but you have to do, be disarmed for a round. What do you guys think of this one?
So imagine that card, that gunner, being on a different arc, flying next to Wolf, and now Wolf is getting 4 dice out the rear.
Yeah, with even at a range 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing. From the rear. From the rear.
Yeah. And I mean,
the team is
out the front.
Sorry.
Out the front, because it's regularly 3, so you can get that 4th die too.
Right.
So, but if you're at range 1, you can't only. They won't let you get another one because you only a maximum of 4.
Right.
So
that's crazy. Well, if you're at range 1 and you know you can't get more than 4, just don't use it.
Well, yeah.
Perform attack. Okay.
So okay, well,
that's
gonna
good.
be interesting. Yeah, let's see how much that's gonna get played.
Especially since I see that if you're gonna fly, what's this group called, the Old Republic, you might want to get used to.
I think
fine.
If you look this card right here, it says Republic. It doesn't say anything about ARC-170 only or anything like that. So any other ships that come out for the Republic where you could put a gunner on it,
yeah,
it's definitely going to be useful.
I agree.
Because right now, like if I'm gonna keep saying, I see Team Flying will be your strong suit for Old Republic period.
I see a lot of formation flying definitely with the Republic.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did a great job at getting the synergy in between the clones, because they, even like the movies or the cartoon, or animated, whatever you want to call it, even in there, they worked well with each other and, and complementing each other depending on what their abilities were. That's how they were always anyway. So they did a great job of putting that kind of synergy in there with these pilot skills.
I agree.
Yeah. They definitely did a really good job.
Yeah, and then the next one is Clone Commander Cody. And she said, after you perform an attack that missed, if one or more hit crit results were neutralized, the defender gains 1 strain token.
There it is. I was wondering if they're going to add more ways to get strain.
Right. So, I mean, this is a pretty good card to have, depending on how much it costs. You know, and
Right.
because let's say the other gunners are more, and you can only fit in something, you can fit this one in there, and then you get at least some kind of benefit if you you know, roll your dice, and the other guy gets all natties, and
Right. I don't see someone like or a card like this being more than 5 or 6 points.
yeah,
Like, if that.
yeah, I can see that too. So okay, next they have a talent card, dedicated. This is one we saw in the torrents also.
Yeah.
So it says, while another friendly ship is in your side arcs at range 0 to 2 defends, if it is limited or has the dedicated upgrade and you are not strained, you may gain 1 strain token. If you do, the defender rerolls one of their blank results. Still not a bad addition to it, because, you know, they say you can get rid of strains by a blue maneuver, just like stress, or once they're defended once.
Right.
Yeah, after a strain ship defends, it gets removed. So, you know, I mean, you might, I don't know. I think it's still a good thing, because it's with the dial of even this arc, there's enough blue maneuvers on there to do something to get rid of that, and still.
Yeah. What was it? All 1s and the 2s.
Yeah, gotta go back up. So, yeah,
All
one
the
straight,
1s and then the 2
bang.
straight and the 2 bangs. Yeah.
Right. So still, you're not going to move fast, but it's still a good set of maneuvers. I mean, you got 6 maneuvers right there you can try.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
and it's not one that's going to, you know, keep you out of the fight. So because even with the front and rear arcs, you know, so I think it won't be that bad. Like, again, those strain tokens are going to be those new tokens with the little arrow and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Still don't get the significance of the symbol, you know.
Yeah.
It looks kind of weird. It just to me, it just from a distance, it looks too much like you know, a stress token. But what color is it?
It's red.
Yeah.
So it's just like a stress token, right?
Right.
So
It's kind of like a weaker tractor beam token, but yeah.
yeah. So even that article even gave some game examples. They had where I think it's Oddball was shooting at Grievous.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Wolf. He recovered his charge to roll an additional attack die while attacking the Precise Hunter, I guess is the generic one, from his rear arc. Oh, because it's got two arcs on there. It says because he's in the 104th Battalion Pilots firing arc, so he uses his 7th Fleet gunner upgrade to let Wolf roll an additional die for a total of 4 attack dice.
Well, yeah, that's just exactly what I was just saying just now.
Right, yeah.
With Wolf rolling 4 dice from the rear. didn't even see this.
Makes it more lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially throwing 4 dice at even that precise hunter.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have those droids, like the vulture droids in there, you know, that can do some damage. I mean, they can do a 1-shot kill on them. So
Yeah, definitely.
True.
all right, yeah. Now, um, the next one they talked about is Oddball, and the R4P44 said Oddball performs a speed 4K turn. General Grievous is in his bullseye arc after he completes the maneuvers, so he acquires a lock on Grievous with his ability and gains a calculate token from the droid. So pretty much
Right.
just what I was talking about. The only thing they didn't do is they didn't put the stress token on the picture
Yeah.
because the K turns red. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
you always
right.
find at least one little thing wrong with each article.
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna assume that the K turn from that guy is not gonna be red.
Yeah, because they saw it on the picture. They didn't have a stress token out.
Yeah. Fucking privates.
So, all right. So now that we've gone over that, um, thinking about how the points would be, you know, be on the conservative side for points, what kind of a squad would you look at for running for Republic with just the 3 ships we have right now?
I think my first option would probably be two arcs and two turrets. If we, depending on points, I don't know how that would work, but that's what I had in mind. Because all of the ships that have said like side arcs and stuff had never once said when there's a friendly turret ship in your side arc or friendly arc in your side arc. It just says friendly ship in your side arc. So all of them, if they're like side by side, can share all those things.
Right. I mean, I agree. I do like the fact that that didn't specify what ship, and it's just a friendly ship on
Yeah.
all of them. You know, on the upgrade card, on the pilot cards. So it makes it easier. Um, yeah, definitely. 2 and 2, I could see that. Um, which 2 on the arcs would you fly?
Definitely Wolf and probably Sinker. I like Sinker.
Now, I see Wolf being a um, like the big star out of this ship, you know,
Right.
I agree with you on that one.
because I think he's the one we're going to see a lot of. Which I don't blame him. It's a good pilot. That's a pretty damn good ability. You
Right.
know, and like I said, you
So
just put
I
you
bet if
put
you look at Wolf and Oddball, they work really well independently.
right.
They don't need friendly ships to get this, friendly ships to get that. As the other ones,
Yeah.
like Jag and Thinker, are all a friendly ship this, friendly ship that. So
So I could see flying, you know, like Wolf and Singer, and then when you do the torrents, you could still kind of keep one on the other side of Sinker.
right,
You know? So you could be doing like the 2 arcs and two torrents, because then those 3 right there will still share that the side by the left right side,
right,
and then Sinker gets it off of Wolf.
definitely.
Yeah, because Wolf would shoot first out of them. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, Larry, how about you?
Me, I agree with you on the Wolf, and what he's capable of doing is going to be so much of a big game changer. Uh, that I agree. He's going to be like the big star, or as they like to say in football, he is going to be the quarterback. um, Sinker, I like him too because instead of you just getting a lock on, that's wonderful to get a lock on. You're trying to destroy and get rid of as many people on the board as possible. So I'm with you, Austin, on getting Sinker because Sinker increases your killing average by a higher kill score than what you normally get when you just run around getting a lock on. I mean, yeah, you get a lock on, but then you have to spin in, and if it's not, if it's a higher ship, then you have to wait until next round. They do use your lock on. If it's not the ship shooting at it.
Yeah, I think you got the two mixed up, Larry.
Well,
Uh,
so
yeah, Jack.
the difference between Jag and Sinker is Jag is going to be a one-time thing, once
Oh
per
yeah,
round. So because you can only have one target lock, okay,
yeah,
per ship, per ship, right? But Sinker, there's no limit. It says while a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs performs a primary attack, it may reroll one attack dice. So that can be all of
All
your
the other
ship.
ships.
yeah.
Right.
That's the reason I was down for Sinker.
Jag can only acquire one target lock.
Yeah, that's why I said Jag. He's kind of cool. Like I said, you get one target lock, and once you use that target lock, it's until next round. Whereas with Sinker, whoever you use him with, like you said, you get a chance to possibly re-roll all your dice.
Right.
I think it's yeah.
Well, you get the re-roll one attack die, but still, that means that it still gives you a lot of a better chance when you can re-roll that blank and hopefully get
Right.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, you roll it and you get another focus, and you have a focus token, and then there you got all your hits.
Yeah.
True.
So, but personally, I think, which I think would be awesome if you could do it, if you could have a interceptor 2 and 2, those 5 ships.
Right.
But yeah, that would be awesome. But I don't think there's going to be possible, because the ARC, even they're around 50 or 40, 50 points. The torrents, more what I think we were talking about, like the around 30.
Yeah, 30-point range, yeah.
So, that's already a lot of points, and I don't see them having the Delta 7 in less than 60 points, So, but then you're also talking about no upgrades for anybody.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things is the dedicated title definitely needs to be in there, and I think that using the turret gunner,
Yeah,
and
veteran turret gunner.
with Wolf.
And at least and 7th fleet gunner on at least one of them.
Oh yeah, agreed. On one of the other on the, like, if you put veteran tail gunner on one and then the 7th fleet on the other, like you put that one on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I would do, and this is just a quick little thinking about it. I would put veteran tail gunner on someone like Wolf or Oddball, and then put the seventh fleet gunner on Jag or Sinker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, especially Sinker.
Yeah.
True. I agree with you on that one. My mantra: more damage, more more damage, better outcome.
Right. And I think, with this one, because like I said, this has nine total, takes 9 total hits, and the torrent was 5.
Hmm.
You know, with that extra 4, I definitely think it's going to be. You're going to see him on the board a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't expect them to come out this strong for the ARCs. Really didn't expect it to be. Let's just say I didn't expect them to be this strong. But I think they work very well. You know, even if you're having Oddball and Jag, even in a squad together, those two can still, you know, work off each other. But
Yeah.
I think the more often one I would go to would be Wolf and Sinker. So
Yeah.
But would you try to get, like, if it's possible to do, like, let's say Wolf, Sinker, and then like one of the generic pilots?
Yeah. I mean, you could probably do like Sinker or Jag, and then throw in like 2, maybe 3 generic pilots, depending how cheap they are. I don't know.
Right.
That way, you're still getting
you get
as
that
many
one
as
name,
ability off the possible.
right? You get the
What's up?
one name and then 3 generics. Put 4 of these on
Yeah.
the board.
Yeah.
4 and 9. Yeah, that's the same equivalency as triple epsilons.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of damage you'd have to put through.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these things. The arcs only have 1 less total health than the fire spray.
Does it? Oh, because it has 4. Doesn't it have 4 shields?
Yeah, the fire spray has 4 shields.
Something worthy to go up against a fire spray. I'm getting a thought. Never mind. I like formation flying, and I know someone who likes using a lot of fire sprays. And that's what's going through my head right now. They might not like me. He might not like me after I get a hold of this squad formation now.
What are you talking about, Mr. Darrin?
Yes.
Yeah.
His blasted
Just so
fire.
everyone's tracking, I beat him in the tournament. Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
His fire got me good.
That tournament was, yeah, we'll get to that in just a little bit. But question, would you see them see one of these taking Palpatine?
I mean, where are we? Where am I at here?
Go back to Palpatine. See his card. Okay, there it is.
Because it says after you defend, because you have to start with it with Chancellor Palpatine facing up. It says after you defend, if the attacker is at range 0 to 2, you may spend 1 force token. If you do, the attacker gains 1 stress token. And then you may flip it during the end phase. After you perform a purple coordinate action, the ship you coordinated gains 1 stress token. Then it gains 1 focus token or recover.
Hold on. It says after you defend, if the attacker is in range 0 to 2, you may spend a force. If you do, the attacker gains 1 stress token. Oh, okay. After you perform a purple coordinate action.
Okay, so the ship you coordinated with, let's say, gets a focus, then it also gets a stress token, and then it gains a focus token or recovers a force token if it's a force user.
Right.
So
I don't really see myself using this card with these ships. He probably could be a little bit like what did we say earlier, like 10 points, something like that. I don't know. I don't see myself spending points for this.
how about you, Larry?
Well, when it comes to thinking about Emperor Palpatine, I'm gonna wait until some other ships come out that make him seem a little bit more usable. Because right now, if I was to fly him with the ARC, I mean, yeah, he's not bad, but it's kind of like I always tell everybody. I always fear whenever I have a 50-50 chance. I like to try to always see if it feels like it's going to be a 60 in my favor and a 40 against the person I'm going against. And I feel like with him right now, he's putting me at a 50-50 feel. So I'm kind of
with this, I'd see myself using Chancellor Palpatine with the ether sprites, like the Jedi shit, the Starfighters and stuff.
I'll go with that.
But not on the ARCs.
No,
But
I agree.
They're not going to have a crew card, or a crew slot. So so far for the Republic, the only one that we see that can take it is the ARCs, right? Did
the
other one come out with pilots too, or crew cards? I didn't think so.
No, I don't think so.
The Torrents weren't, because I think it was just that and like Astromechs. Then we got on the other side, we got the Sith Infiltrator can take it. So I don't know. I agree. I don't see the Republic using Chancellor Palpatine at all. Yet. To say that because
definitely yet.
Who knows what other ships they're going to come out with? Because you look through the Republic's ships and stuff from back then. There's not too many ships too many different kinds of ships that they fly. You're going to get probably the Y-Wing.
Right.
I'll let you get
maybe the gunship. I think maybe the gunship.
And let's not forget the A-Wing, because it was near the end of the war. It wasn't really pronounced, the A-Wing, because it was kind of introduced, kind of sort of near the end of the war, leading into where we're at now. A New Hope and all the stuff that happened in that era. Because memory serves me right, that's right around the A-Wing was built right near the end, or going into the Galactic Empire and Resistance.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when it said it was introduced.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I don't think the A-Wing would have a crew slot anyways, but yeah.
Right.
That is true.
So if they have the gunship come out, would you want that one on a medium or large base?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Technically, it needs to be at least a medium, because it can hold more people than that freaking U-Wing.
Right. No. Yeah. Definitely.
But
I would definitely say a large base.
Man, I wish I had like one of my books that shows like the dimensions of ships and stuff.
Yeah. If they came out with the clone gunship, I would have to say it's going to be not very, but more maneuverable than most shuttles.
I agree too, because it can fly really good, and a lot better than like the Lambda or the.
Right, definitely. Well, if you remember in Attack of the Clones, in the arena, it was flying. There was like two of them flying in a circle,
Right. Yeah.
in that small arena. I mean, that's pretty maneuverable.
Yeah, it shows right there it can do nice tight 1 turns. You know, so
Yeah.
and I agree. Even in the if you watch them in the war there outside the arena when they're flying through, yeah, some of them get blown up and shit, but it's war. But I think that they maneuvered themselves pretty well through there and stuff. So I think,
definitely.
and then plus with its gunners on the side of it and stuff, I think that
It's definitely gonna have ordnance too. It's definitely gonna have ordnance.
Oh yes, it's gonna definitely have ordnance. Shit, I wouldn't even be surprised if you see missiles and mines and bombs on there.
Yeah.
You know? The only thing I don't see being on there is a cannon slot.
Well, that little green little cannon on the side, that's definitely a cannon.
But I see those being it can shoot that left or right arc.
Yeah. Hey.
That's what I see those ones being. Hey, look, somebody else joined us. Look at Papa Zulu. There's Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Ugly himself.
What?
Yeah, there he is. You switched your blue around.
What?
You switched your mic around. It was on the side of you.
Oh. Yeah, no, I got a new desk today and kind of set up a new little cubby for me. So.
Where did you put it? Your house is so small.
What'd you say?
I said, where did you put the desk? Your house is so small.
I am good in tight spaces, Austin.
Oh. Okay.
What you don't see is he's reaching over into the sink on that side.
He's
and the other
in
the
kitchen.
Good news, I don't have to go very far to go to the bathroom.
Right.
I really have to get up from the chair.
You crazy. So, Patrick, we're sitting here talking. See, while we're talking, I'll just go ahead and top off here. My little anyways, I think that's about enough.
Oh shoot! All right, he got some of that good strong stuff. Good.
Yeah. But we're talking about because we've already gone through the ARC-170 ship, so we're talking about some of the ships that we possibly see on the Republic side. We've brought up the Republic gunship.
Did you send out any notes
on that?
You agree on that one, Patrick?
Hold on, did you send out any notes? Because I'm not finding the notes.
Oh, I did send out some notes, but we're just doing off the top of our head right now.
Sweet.
So,
I didn't even look at anything.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, what was the
but we were talking about other ships that could be introduced later on. We already know that the Naboo Starfighter is coming out, and then we thought about maybe the Republic gunship.
Republic gunship. Is this a thing that I should know about if I were?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll show you one. Hold on, I'm sure I got it.
I'll pull one up right now. I'll pull one up right now.
Because I am not a Star Wars connoisseur.
All right. Here is a Republic gunship.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's one of my little Hot Wheels finger.
I mean, isn't that supposed to be just a troop carrier though, or is that like more? Could it be more in the lore?
Well, in the shows, in the movies, in the Clone Wars TV show, they still flew out in space. So they weren't just an atmospheric one. not that that would be a hindrance because we only saw strikers flying in the atmosphere. It's Scarif, but we have them in here too. But
in Rogue One.
what's that?
In Rogue One.
But yeah, so we saw these flying through the air in space because they would launch these from the Republic, cruisers, and then send them down into, down to the planet.
So are we thinking that would be a large base or a medium base?
So we said it has to be at minimum medium base, but I think it's going to be more of a large base.
Yeah.
But a very nimble large base.
Now that could be interesting. I love like large ships with good dials that like throw other hindrances on them and stuff, but a ship that can move, that's big, that also has like 3 attack or something, or whatever conditions you're throwing it. Do what?
Dash Rendar.
Yeah, like Dash, Millennium Falcon, the Jump Master when it was good. It's just
when it first edition.
I think that's one thing. Like the bounty hunter of the fire spray, even though it's a medium base ship, still like I love it because it has a good dial, and I mean it's a great ship no matter how you slice it. 2 arcs, awesome, amazing dial, and it's a medium base instead of being like a large base, which would really mess things up. But yeah, no, I mean I remember. Yeah, so I played my very, very first tournament that I ever played in X-Wings was 120 points. Okay. So it was like a weird pointage and so it caused everyone to get all weird with their list. But anyways, I think I ran like oh no, I saw someone, that's what it was. I saw someone run like a really beefy like Han Solo Millennium Falcon, like the original one, not the Force Awakens one. With I don't know, some other stuff, but he was so aggressive because he had an engine upgrade on it. He was so aggressive with that Millennium Falcon, and it was awesome. I love being aggressive with large ships and getting in people's faces, and it's amazing. It's my spirit animal in a way. So
the slave one is your spirit animal?
No. The Fang is my spirit animal.
Oh.
But the style of what you can do with an aggressive large base that can move across the board well, I love it. I love it.
And especially if it's like you said, if it's maneuverable. If it's maneuverable, it can be a big beast. But if it's maneuverable, you can block some of your opponents by using that turn or just rigging out what you think your adversary is going to be doing. Sorry, I meant to say other player. Either which way. Then also, of course, the heavy firepower depending on what kind of ship. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of turret ships all around. So I understand where you're coming from.
Just based off the modeling, would that ship justifiably have a turret, or would it just be like a front arc?
I think me and Scott were talking about a few minutes ago, right before you came on. Probably because if you look in the movies and everything, the 2 fronts have like side cannons that can like move like 90 degrees left and right, or front and side. My bad. So we were talking like it probably has like either a 180 or an actual side arc. But I was thinking more of a 180.
It'd be interesting if you had a ship that had like 3 in the front, 2 in the sides, and then nothing in the rear.
Well, that's
like side gunners,
And since we're talking about the Republican drop ship, I see where y'all going with that idea, and My feeling is it's gonna. I think it would probably be a side shooter as well as a front shooter instead of a back arc shooter. But then again, I could be wrong.
No, I believe that it would probably have, because even on the model that I'm looking at here, that I have, Hot Wheels one, it has guns on the front.
Yeah, I was saying about the back end.
Right.
On the backside, there's nothing on the backside, but I can see. Well, I don't know if that's supposed to be a gun or what.
I don't know neither.
Let me see if I can find it in my book.
That's what you went and got.
Yeah.
I wonder if you made it have a front arc only. That was 3 dice, and enough maneuverability in the upgrades to do some cool stuff with it. A good dial, but a large base with a front arc only. Would that be good? Like with a good dial? You know what I'm saying?
Like
Because that's
4K or
one
something.
Yeah, well, I mean, what would you have to give it? Because every large base has like a bow tie or a rotating turret, right?
If you did something like that, you'd probably have to throw in a boost action on its action bar.
Yeah, see, that would be cool though, because that would be a completely different style that'd be a different style than the large bases that are out there. Like, hey, you can hit like a tank, and it can move, but not like 3 dice tack with boost and a decent dial to where it might have like a K turn and like I don't know, maybe a sloop or something.
Yeah,
Like a 3 sloop.
There's a lot of ways you can do it. I mean, without breaking the game.
All right. So this is what this says for this one. There is a tail cannon. It says tail cannon defends troops or scout vehicles exiting through stern hatch.
What is this?
Yeah,
one?
I'm seeing the tail cannon right here too.
The gunship.
It's from what?
The gunship, the Republic gunship. This one here, because it had something right here on the back, and I didn't know if that was supposed to be a gun or what, because it looked kind of odd.
I'm saying, what are you reading? What you're reading from?
Oh, I am reading cross section.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean,
maybe like 3 front and 2 back or something, 2 rear, and no side.
But no, I mean, it does have cannons on the side too.
Yeah.
It's definitely like one thing for sure is it's definitely going to have a lot of ordnance.
Right, because it also has missile belts on it.
Yeah.
If we might see a different kind of missile.
I'll tell you what. If they did this right here, this would definitely work. A white stop maneuver.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would make a lot of sense because it'd be a troop carrier, so it would be designed to stop and do air assaults and stuff. That would totally make sense, and that would be crazy.
That is true, but then again, when you think about it, it can then stay stationary and just be a gun platform. If you can park it in the right angle, when it gets nearby, they can do unlimited amount of damage.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, that makes sense.
Oh, maybe instead of that, to keep that from happening, let's say that would be its like built-in title, where it would treat it as a white, but you wouldn't be able to do it, or like you'd get the stress after the check pilot step or check pilot stress step, or like, hey, you couldn't do this 2 times in a turn, but it's white for all intents and purposes of that turn that you're executing the maneuver.
Right.
Because I mean, I feel like that would definitely be taken advantage of if you could just
stay in one point. So you could probably word it something like, if you performed a stationary maneuver your previous turn, the next stationary maneuver or the second stationary maneuver in a row, you receive a stress token. Treated as a red maneuver.
You know,
something like that.
would also make it really powerful if it had a permanent 3 attack front arc, and then like Moldy Crow, right? Permanent 3 attack front arc, and then a turret for 2 attack on the rest of them. That would
I'm
be,
thinking have a 180-degree arc. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you know, there's only one ship that has that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a... Dude, I remember playing against that stupid party bus. And
Yeah.
there's a dude that was...
The Wookiee ships have it too, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But other than that, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Because that's an entirely different thing to get used to. That 180 arc.
Yeah, because it makes it so much harder to get out of their firing.
It,
you know,
it is... If it had like a 1 hard or a 2 hard, it's almost impossible to get out of it and at the same time be able to shoot. You're to where like by the next turn you're not back in it again. Like
right?
Yeah.
Like late game, you're looking at you're not going to be able to get shots in without him shooting at you too. You know, like you're gonna get shots in. You maybe if you set up one good shot, okay, cool. You're gonna spend the next like I don't know 2 or 3 turns just avoiding that 180 front arc.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So annoying.
Like, what you talking about? I hate when I get in fire arcs with any ship. And if they got 100,
Now imagine running one of these with 2 ARC-170s.
ooh.
Yeah.
I hate ARC-170s.
Well, if you didn't read my notes for the episode on this new one, on the Republic one,
You're gonna hate them even more.
You might want to go back and read them because they get nastier.
Yeah.
So
I think what makes the ARC-170s good and what potentially would make any potential Republic gunship good with any sort of multiple arc mechanics at all involved with it is the same thing that you're seeing with the new A-Wings. Like I think from what I saw at the Crate Cup, people were very surprised at how good the A-Wings were because of just the time on target. Like just the being able to be a maneuverable ship with A-Wings specifically, being a maneuverable ship that can turn away and still get little pingy shots in there, you know, especially against something like a Fang fighter, which that is, if you're not in range 1, you're dying. That's period. If you're not in range 1 in someone's front arc, you're dying. You know. But yeah, I mean, if that, like, same thing with ARC-70s. It's like, you know, especially with stuff like veteran tail gunner and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, you just get so much time on target, and then with what's so freaking annoying about the ARC-170 is that, like, from my experience, is that it's never as good. Oh, it's always way better. Okay, it's so easy to underestimate it. So easy because it's like, oh, you get to add a focus result or whatever it is, and then I'm getting 4 attacks with my two primary attack or something. You're like, excuse me, like how? What? You know, and I don't know. It's just freaking annoying. I hate that shit.
yeah, well, when we were going over it, there's ways. You know, you're going to get 4 attack dice out of the front, 4 attack dice out of the back.
Yeah.
So
with a target lock focus.
Yeah,
Or
with the calculate. Who knows? I mean, there's so many things that they can do with each other. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
So, flipping through this book, other like separatist ships it has is like the Tri-Fighter.
Right, the separatist interceptor. Is that what it is? Right?
No, the Tri-Fighter. I don't know if you guys can see the book.
Yeah, that's
Books?
the agile ship of the separatists. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that one also. There's also they have a droid gunship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they get this one, this is definitely going to be a large base ship if they do something like this.
Oh yeah.
This would definitely be one of those ones that's got some screwed up kind of firing arcs, and it's going to have a lot of missiles. Because just looking at this cross section of this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missiles on one side. So I could see it being a big ordnance carrier.
Yeah. So I used to use that ship in the first Battlefront 2 game, the
Oh yeah,
the old PlayStation game,
yeah.
and something that would work with that is being able to use ordnance. If that ship had a turret, and being able to use the ordnance out of any side,
Broken.
Right,
that'd
yeah.
be interesting.
Broken.
Broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the other stuff going on with separatists, like broken. right off the bat.
Another one they have
God.
here is called an Upa.
Come on. You can do it. Sound it up.
I can say it in my head. I can't say it with my mouth.
It's not in Arabic, so I have no sympathy. What? Utapaun?
Yeah.
Utapaun?
You know the planet that
Utapaun.
Obi-Wan and Grievous show off or showdown.
Utapau?
Yeah, that one. It's one of their P-38 fighters.
You would know that.
But the question would be, which side would it be on?
Ooh, it's like,
well, considering that Utapau was on the Republic side, I would say Republic.
Yeah. I'm looking at this thing. See, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, they get some pretty interesting ships in here. They even have a.
Larry?
What's that?
Still with us, Larry?
We lost again.
There he is.
Larry.
Screen. Larry.
Lawrence.
We should start like a betting pool.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Sorry.
All right, so
Indeed.
other ships they have in here, they have a Techno Union ships. But that's some weird shit.
What's the other? There's Separatists, and was it the Republic? Is that what the other faction's called?
Yes, the Galactic Republic or the Separatists.
So, are they going to be like super heavy in the Force or something? What's their thing?
The what? The Republic?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got a shit ton of clones and a whole bunch of Jedi.
So, are they going to be? So, like, I don't know. Are they going to have like Force with potential swarmage like the Separatists, or do you think they're going to try and do something different, a little more like what the Rebels is with them?
I don't think we'll see as much swarmy stuff with the Republic because of how expensive the Jedis will be themselves. But I feel like yes, it could be. I mean, you could work it out that way, but not as swarmy as the Separatists.
Yeah. I mean, I can see with the Separatists having a lot more of the Vulture droids and the hyena bombers. being a good mix of them for a big swarm. But I think if you're using one of the Delta 7s, that you could see like one of those and maybe an ARC and a couple Torrents. But it's going to be like, the general and the support, so
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more like that. I don't think you're going to see a lot of multiple Jedis.
Yeah.
Because I think they can use a lot more off of the Jedis being the more clones that you have, especially those ones that do the left and right arcs and stuff.
Yeah, and the turns that do the
Yeah. So I think those are going to be more prevalent around Jedis.
Yeah. I just really hope they don't get carried away with, like, they totally got carried away with Scum when they added it,
Right.
I really hope that it doesn't become that and just like, yeah.
I mean, I agree. I hope they don't come out and it's going to be just like one of these, like nobody's going to play the other 5 factions.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to do that. I mean, it's going to be at the beginning, you're going to see a lot of people use them because they're all going to try to see if they work good for them. But I don't see them lasting to being like dominant. I think it'll be more evened out.
Yeah.
Well,
and I mean that being said about how Scum was and how all of a sudden, it's like all these new crazy ships that don't even show up in any of the movies or anything like that,
right,
that are stupid good. Then like I hope that they still do what?
We lost Larry again.
No, I'm here. I'm sitting here listening to you as you're talking about it.
They still did it like a lot better than I think how like Games Workshop manages it with 40K, where if you are a orc player or you are anything but like, I don't know, Eldar or something. I'm not like a 40K player, but anything but like the main flagship, you are always good and you can always just pwn everything, like Imperial Knights or whatever. If you're not that, then you're just waiting for for the new thing to drop, and you never know when it happens. And then once it drops, then hopefully you can be competitive again.
Well, I don't think we'll have a problem with that because like already the next wave that comes out after this, it has one of everything.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it has at least one ship for every faction, including the Scum, which I think is a new paint scheme for the Z95s. I think that's what it is for the Scum.
Right. It's a more yellowish kind of paint job.
Are they gonna have new pilots for it?
Yes. I heard that they are due pilots. So.
Okay, because they freaking killed what's his face? What's that guy? The Z95, the one good guy.
Kraken?
Huh?
No, he's Rebels, right? He's Rebels.
The pilot skill 7 and old.
Yeah.
You get an extra attack dice. Oh my gosh, why can I not remember this guy's name? Because he's not good anymore. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so yeah, they changed. Like it was, if you're out of range 3, so if there's no friendly ships within range 2 to 3 or 1 to 2 of you, then you get an extra attack dice. They changed that to you get an extra primary attack dice, which completely and utterly killed the ship, in my opinion, because the only reason that he was good was because you put ordnance on him. Because once you shot the ordnance, he was just a Z95. He was a little bit better because you can get, like, if he's out in the boondocks and you get range 1 shot, then you'll be rolling 4 dice, right? Cool. But he's a Z95. You pop the ordnance, and then everything can outmaneuver you. And everything has more actions than you. And you also.
I'm looking at the pilot you're talking about. Andrew Solak.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just a little wording change like that, and it just completely tanked everything that was good about that guy.
Yeah.
So I will only be interested in this if the new pilots are decent, in my opinion. But I think I traded all my Z95, so I don't think I'll care anyways, because unless it's just like something really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't see it being extremely good though.
Me
True.
neither. Andrew was the best thing Z95's ever had.
Yeah, 17 points too.
Yeah. And you could easily like kill a Soontir or a Finn or an Ace. You just boom, he's dead. Like you do like the old you put like veteran skill on him. So it'd be like pilot skill 9, or you put crack shot on him, and you just have to be a little bit more careful. And you put like, I think I was putting like not concussion missiles, but that was good too. But it's like homing missiles or something like that with guidance chips. And because the thing with homing missiles, you didn't have to spend the target lock. So like literally, I don't think I ever rolled where I didn't get literally all of the 5 dice hits, all of them. And then like if you still had crack shot on there, you have veteran skills. You shot first, cool. If you didn't, you know, crack shot, and it's like you're rolling 5 hits. The dude rolls what, 3 dice? Cool. If he's like Soontir, he's only sitting on 3 hole, or the Finn, he's sitting on 4 hole. He gets a quasi roll, and you crack shot it. Like you're probably definitely killing him.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again.
Not anymore though.
So a little bit more here I see in my book. When we're talking about the ARC-170, because we were wondering what kind of slots and stuff it would have, this actually shows that it has a crew of 3, a pilot, co-pilot, and a gunner. So could you see them putting a crew and a gunner slot both on it?
What is this on again?
The ARC-170?
ARC-170.
I think it already does.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you don't know what slots it has? On this,
well,
what the Rebel one has on it.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because the cards that come with it, right? You have the gunner slots like veteran gunner and the 7th fleet gunner,
Right.
but then you have the crew cards like Commander Cody and Palpatine. So
you're right. But do you think it's going to have the same stuff as? I mean, well, the Rebel one has a talent. Well, of course, Nora has a talent: torpedo, crew, astromech, mod, and a gunner. Do you think it'll stay about the same?
yeah, it'll probably be roughly similar.
All right. One other ship that they had for like the Republic side is a V-wing. Do you guys know?
Yeah, I actually use those in the new Star Wars Battlefront 2. You can actually use that.
So, and they got a pilot.
It's a pretty maneuverable ship.
Yeah, it looks it.
Is that the one that just looks straight up like a Delta Wing nest going on? That one? Or is that a different one?
I think that's the one we're talking about.
I'm going to try and see if you can get you on the picture here. The V-wing right there.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Predecessor to a Starfighter kind of thing.
What's the main fighter that they've got released, or not released, but dropped news-wise? What's that one called? Torrent.
The V19.
The V19 turret?
Torrent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also another ship that they have on that I saw here, the Geonosian fighter.
Ah, yeah.
So wouldn't that be more on the separatist side than it is the old Republic?
Well, it's the separatist side. That's the side we're talking about. Or
Yeah.
But you see them flying around and stuff, but they have a laser cannon turret.
Okay.
You have to ship with a turret.
You know what would be interesting if the Republic was predominantly AC, if that makes sense. Like good ships, high maneuverability, high like a bunch of good different variations of like A-wings and stuff running around. And that predominantly it didn't necessarily have bomber stuff going on, but it was all about flying and positioning, and then maybe teamwork or something like that combined.
The whole faction itself?
Huh?
Like the whole faction itself?
Yeah, the whole faction. If that was the thematic, if that was the theme for that faction was
Well, what we've seen so far from the pilots we've seen is that majority of them, the clones, work together. We were talking earlier about Jag says after a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs defends, you may acquire a target lock on the attacker. And then Sinker said while a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs performs a primary attack, it may reroll 1 attack die. So I mean, that's the kind of support you're going to see from these clone troopers.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something that's wouldn't necessarily lend itself to just a formation, but would be good by learning how to fly it to where you're converging from different angles and not just block flying, but you're still able to get all those triggers and stuff off.
Right. Well, look at the gunner crew called 7th Fleet Gunner, right? It says while another friendly ship performs a primary attack, if the defender is in your firing arc, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, the attacker rolls 1 additional die to a maximum of 4 dice during the system phase. You may gain a 1 disarm token to recover a charge. So you can become, and the example it shows down later is another ship coming from a different angle getting in the arc so that the other ship can get that.
So you spend a force to give the defender an extra green dice, and then you can recharge the charge that you
extra attack die, additional attack die.
Additional attack die.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're if someone's shooting at you?
Well, okay. So if you have 2 ships, right? If the one you're attacking has the ship it's attacking, if this ship has that same ship in its arc, then you can have your other ship roll an additional attack die.
Oh, okay.
If you spend the charge. So I mean, you don't have to be in formation for all of these things to work. So
yeah, see something like that. I think that would be cool to where it's it lends itself to non-formation flying.
Right.
But the
and
best
it's not a unique
getting all
card,
these
so
teamwork triggers off.
Right.
Like range 1 to 2, that, all the way out to range 2, maybe not range 3, right? So it's you still have a pretty decent bubble to where you can get your triggers.
Right.
But it's still big enough to where you can be on either side of the ship. You don't have to be right next to each other.
Right.
But if you don't do it right, you could very easily be out of range.
Oh yeah. Especially with medium ships like the ARC is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty easy to be in that range 3 already.
True.
Because I think that's the hardest thing to fly against, in my personal opinion, and that's the funnest thing to try and fly, is that sort of like arc dodgy ace type of list where you're trying to, do like the good old World War One aces of old, where it's like you're attacking from the sun at 12 o'clock high sort of thing, and you're trying to come in at all these different angles and stuff versus just like bomber formation, and with someone that's really good at that is really, really hard. It's just so unpredictable. I think that's what it is. It's just so unpredictable.
True.
And the arcs having a front arc and a back arc, you're not going to be, if you got ships going all everywhere, you're not going to be arc dodging at all or much at all.
It was back to the A-wings for the resistance. Like that's why they're good. It's because all right, cool. We're gonna pass each other, and then I can still shoot at you, and you can't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Formation sounds like what you'll be doing with the Old Republic. Keep them together. You got a wall of death heading wherever direction you wanted to go.
Right.
Well, and then plus with some of the abilities and stuff, you don't have to fly these guys that close because it's like within range 0 to 2. So
True.
you don't have to fly them right up next to each other, but they're wide enough to where you can actually spread your firing arcs out a lot more and cover more distance. So I think that having a couple of these kind of spread out, and then have some of the torrents in there too. I think that you can really, cover a lot of the area of the board where it's still gonna, where you're gonna be pretty dominant with everybody shooting.
Yeah, that would excite me. That would be really cool if it was like that for me.
I agree.
Like, I don't know. It's really frustrating to fly against lists that all you have to do to get all of the things that you built the list for is just stay close to each other. I get it. There's a whole, like, that's not dogging anyone that does that. It's just really frustrating for me because the reason I love X-Wing is the tacticalness of it. Like the position of your elements versus your other elements in the field, and then also what the enemy's got going on too, type of thing. All that just positionalness, like, hey, if I go here, 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 and then that combined with the guessing of the planning phase of trying to figure out where you want to go and where you think they're going to go and all that stuff, to where if you can get those really cool triggers by coming at the opponent from different angles, and it's like, wow, you got all these cool things, but you did it because you flew like really, really well. That's awesome. It's like, cool, yeah, you get all the tokens and all the free target locks and all the things in the world, but you did it really well versus like, I just did block of death around, and therefore I got all of the actions. Like, I can't. It's so frustrating.
Or if somebody's having a flying around a hawk with the turrets to the side and they're just cruising around. Hate that little fucker.
Hey, it's Torkel nukes with nothing on it, not even Moldy Crow. So
I know, and it sucks.
He's totally not good. I think that's his
know. It's just the fact that it's a nuisance. He's a nuisance.
So Julian
because you got an ace. What ace?
Do what? Yeah.
He's like, what ace?
Yeah, dude. It's like Out Cold. He's the most unappreciated hawk out there. Out Cold is the most unappreciated comedy out there. So Julian, he beat me in the tournament because, and it was my only loss, but he I think at one time he had Yeah, he had freaking 4 target locks on Torkel nukes. And the first engagement, he took Torkel nukes out very first thing, before he did anything to Finn or anything. Oh yeah, he got a super lucky range 3 obstructed shot, or he sunk the crit that whatever it's called, that reduces your agility value by 1 permanently,
Right.
or structural damage, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Y-wing primary attack through a rock, range 3 on Finn with the focus token. He rolls 2 natty crits. I roll 5 freaking dice, and I roll blanks, but 1 focus. So I take a crit, stupid structural damage, which with Finn is really scary. So it caused me to like completely change my game up with Finn, and so he he focused hardcore on Torkel, killed Torkel like right out of the bat, and so the rest of the game was me. Like Torkel's an integral part of that list, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah, your Torkel. I mean, it is kind of a key for yours as an opponent of you to take that guy out.
He messes things up.
Because, like I said, he is a nuisance. So if you let him fly around and you're trying to go after one guy and here he comes, still doing that turn and still keeping you in an arc and just like...
Isn't the cheapest option for the Crow besides the generic?
What was that?
Isn't he the cheapest option for a pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was great. I don't even have a moldy crow on him. Like, not even moldy crow. And the thing is, too, I think that, so I think the best way to play X-Wing is that you have to figure out, like, in 40K terms, the machine spirit of the ships you are flying. And then fly to appease said machine spirit. Which is like fangs. You got to fly fangs like fangs. Like, you can't fly fangs like anything else because they will absolutely be horrible. But if you fly fangs like fangs are meant to be flown, they can be really, really good. Torkel Nukes, like, he's good how he is good. In any other capacity, he's terrible. But just naked with nothing on him, I think just the boldness of it, it's like, all right, cool, like X-Wing is like the cosmic justice of X-Wing is like, all right, I respect that. And so when every time he rolls dice, attack dice, he's getting 2 hits every single time because he spends all the time at the range. And then Scott rolls 1 less evade than he needs to, and his TIE fighters just die and die and die.
Yeah, or my Reaper with its one agility gets that fucking card and everything you roll goes through.
Dude, you were pretty upset in that game.
Oh man, because I tell you, I told you that a Saturday, every time I fly against you, you'll come in with Finn and I'll hit him and get him down to 1 fucking hole left, and then he will still be alive at the end of the fucking game. Because he comes in, I can hit him, and then he goes out, and then he stays behind me. So I know that once that first time I start shooting on Finn, if I don't get him, it's going to be a...
Oh, you have to shoot Finn early. I think the last time...
He's saying that he did.
The last time I beat Pat was I hit Finn from range 3. That was like round 2, I think, and I killed him.
Dude, that's
like
legitimately, that is how it always happens with Finn. That's how things go wrong with Finn. Freaking primary attack of 2 freaking dice from a U-wing through a rock at range 3, and he sinks a crit. Stuff like that, where you're like, I literally don't know what to say with what's going on right now. Yeah, that's how it always happens. But if he's at range 1, if he is in his safe space, which is like range 1 in your arc of all of your ships, it can be literally all of your ships. Like Julian, I played an awesome game with him, and it was like he wasn't even staring at him, but because of the title change where you don't have to be for the Concordia Protectorate title, you don't have to be staring off. You only have to be staring off for Fearless to trigger. You just have to be in range 1 of their primary arc to get a free evade result. Dude, literally his entire ship had Finn at range 1, and Finn had no shot.
Mm.
And they all had tokens, all of the things. It was like the horrible, horrible position for me. I was like, great, like this is where I lose the game. He didn't take a single damage. A single freaking damage. And then like Finn like turned around. It's almost like that's his secret. That's his force right there. Is like living off of the shattered dreams of his opponents after they got a great shot at him at range 1. And then he's just like laughed it off. And then he's charged up. And then he just goes around and just deletes ships off the board one by one.
Smart tactic.
Right click.
That's Finn, you know? That's the Fang fighter. That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's his machine spirit.
All right, so what other game tournament did you guys have that you want to talk about?
Oh, my whole charade about, or my whole monologue about actions and just flying in a big blob and getting all of the things, that was directly focused at Julian's list because it was the most frustrating thing ever.
Oh, you're talking about Dutch Vander? Oh my god, I hate that dude.
Yeah. I didn't fly against Julian, but when I was my last match, I think it was, that he was right next to me on the table, and yeah, I'm glad I didn't fly against him.
It was frustrating.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
Now the guy who won, James.
Yeah.
That was a good lucky draw.
So for all those listening terrestrially, if you will, James is completely new to the game. Like, this is his first league, his first tournament. All of the above, completely new. And he comes in and smokes all of us and wins the tournament.
Yeah, he goes undefeated. And didn't he say he was like 20 games? I mean, it's all he's played.
Yeah,
is like 20 games.
Including games at the tournament. No, it wasn't even 20. It wasn't even freaking 20. It was like, he was like, I don't know, 15, including these games.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Count the 4 for the tournament. 19 games he's played, and he smoked all 4 rounds.
Yeah.
He fucking took me out. He tabled me.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, I fucked up on something, and that just cost me most of it.
You said you didn't get your revive thing on your
No, I forgot to use Iden's. Yeah. He one-shotted Iden, and I forgot to use the damn charge. So
that's all right. When we were at the Crate Cup, I took one of my ships off the board and it wasn't even dead yet.
Yeah, see, stupid shit like that, because I could have kept her on the board and she would have been full health still.
You were on my team. What the hell, dude?
No, that was the next day. The next day, when you didn't show up.
Okay, then I don't care.
Yeah. Day 2 of Crate Cup.
Okay, so I didn't play James. I didn't play James. So can someone tell me what he was flying? Because all I got out of Joel.
Yeah, he was flying Luke, Wedge, and Dutch Vander. That's what he was flying.
What was it?
Luke, Wedge, and Dutch Vander.
Blue Squadron pilot? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Luke, Wedge, and Dutch Vander.
What candy?
Like proton missiles or proton torpedoes. I think that was about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I will
on all
say
of them.
Luke and Wedge, freaking stupid.
So okay, so when I played them,
Good.
I played really good, and I didn't I lost that game not because anything bad happened to me. My dice were on fire. I killed Luke Skywalker like round 2. Okay, which is very rare because Luke Skywalker is usually the last person on the table with that list.
He's got the
And
credibility.
right, so I killed Luke pretty quick, and he took out my U-wing a little bit after I took out Luke, and then I spent the rest of the game throwing dice at Wedge, and Wedge was evading everything.
Yeah.
I would roll 4 hits with Dash Rendar. He would roll 3 evades.
Yeah, and the thing is with Wedge, his thing's what you roll one less defense dice.
Yeah, so what he was throwing at me, he was taking more hits from me than I was from him.
Right, but he took Wedge and he went right after my Reaper, which has 1 green dice. So
Yeah.
you know that was for one. That was a very smart move because he went right after he took Wedge. After that, to where anything he rolled got through.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so real quick on our game, Scott.
Yes.
That was also a very pivotal moment. Not the fact that like Finn survived and like spent your charge on your Eden thing, your revive tie thing. But whenever, because there was like a specific moment, so Zuckus like did a 1 straight and you did like a 1 straight or something, and they were like perpendicular to each other.
Yeah.
There was like less than a millimeter of space in between, and of course Zuckus moved first because your dude was at pilot skill 4, and like less than a millimeter, but you cleared, and
Right.
you were in my arc. Oh wait, no, wait. Oh yeah, because you boosted. Wow. Nope.
Well, I did my ailerons.
That's what it was. That's right. Okay. Yeah. No. I didn't even get to shoot at you for that. But I think something bad happened. Oh yeah, because you did a 1. You did a 1. The bank.
Right.
Sloop.
Right. Yeah. The 1 sloop.
Okay, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I got so excited, and then you were like, "Oh," and then 1 sloop. I was like, "What? No, that would." Damn it! Freaking ailerons.
Yeah, because he thought my ailerons was my move. So I did the ailerons, then I did the sloop, and he was like.
And I think I had a target lock on him and a focus, and it was like range 1 with Zuckus. And you're like, okay, I'm totally taking 5 shots with target lock and a focus, and you get 2 evade dice. Like, I'm going to destroy you. I'm so excited. And he was like, yeah, 1 sloop. Like, I freaking hate all of everything right now.
That's the one thing I love about the Reaper is because it does have those
Dude,
one sloop. I love using that 1 sloop.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a really good maneuver for especially a large base ship. And
Well, it was a medium base.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah, not small base ship.
Right.
I want to take a second to say medium base ships are fucking awesome.
Are awesome.
Like I from large ships to medium ships now, like they get it's like the maneuverability of a small ship, but like still the largeness of a large ship. I don't know. It's hard. It's weird to explain, but I love medium ships.
No, I agree. I'm really liking the medium base ships, or just the medium base, a lot better than I thought I would. First, I was like just all messed up with trying to gauge where it's gonna land and stuff, but getting enough reps in with it, I'm really liking it because I can figure it out a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's so. I can't stand the existence of hyperspace, but after playing Crate Cup, I kind of fell in love with the list that I had there, to the point where like I was almost going to show up to the tournament last Saturday with it. I mean, it's just Finn, Old Tarok, and a naked bounty hunter, and then Fearless on both Finn and Tarok. But like just the ability to get the bounty hunter across the table, combined with the maneuverability of the fangs, to be able to like. I think the best games that I had were against dudes that had some sort of. I think they both had similar tactics, but like there was some level of formationness to their. They had like a formation and then an ace somewhere. But I was able to get across the table easily with the bounty hunter and block the formation basically, and then be able to do what I want with Finn and Old Tarok, which is terrifying if they get what they want. But yeah, I mean, all because of that, like what you said, Austin, that maneuverability of a small ship combined with a larger base is huge. It's freaking huge. And just being able to fit, like, you know, you at minimum you have range 1 between your rocks in the middle of the table. That's really hard to fit a large base in there, but for at any sort of different angle than straight ahead, right? But a medium base, like, yeah, you have so much more space to be able to. I can boost, or I can do this freaking 3 Talon roll that the bounty hunter has.
Yeah, right?
Because screw you, you know, like I can totally do all these things because it's. But still, I'm a presence on the map because I'm a freaking larger.
Also, the speed that you get with the larger base.
Yeah, a 4 straight with a medium base, dude. Bro,
that's like 6-3.
Yeah. Like that's what's really good about that fire spray is like 4 base, and then you have that option of that red boost just built into the card. That's good. That is really good. If you're running a blocking game with him, like, and then too with the bounty hunter, you have that rear arc, so you're like, or the fire spray, I should say. Yeah, that rear arc, so you're like, okay, even if this doesn't work out exactly how I want it to, I'm still probably gonna get a shot. Easy, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So, any of the other games that you guys want to talk about that you had at the tournament?
Yeah, I beat Darrin.
Oh, Calvin's list was really good. Did any of y'all play Calvin?
I did.
I did not.
It wasn't pretty for Calvin, but I did.
Yeah, so I think if I had played it differently, it would have gone differently.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just like jousted. I just jousted straight up with it. And I got caught in all of the bombs.
Okay, well, real quick, say what kind of ships he had and stuff. So we all.
Yeah, so 2 TIE aggressors and then 3 TIE bombers with like some.
No, he had 1 TIE aggressor, 3 TIE bombers, and then the Starfighter,
Alpha Wing Star Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Alpha Wing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. He said that he wanted to fly 2 TIE aggressors, but he couldn't get his hands on another TIE aggressor or something like that. Which I think would have been a lot better, because I remember having to deal with that TIE aggressor because it had that extra rear arc. He had his thing on his rear arc, you know. It was like, all right, you can shoot at me and all the other ones can't. I have to kill you. But yeah, no, I mean, just that formation combined with the bombs, and you're gonna fly through if you're jousting. That was a complete strategy mistake on my part.
He didn't get a chance to drop a bomb in our game, but I know if he would have, like, I know that my stuff would have been at least a little bit more messed up.
Yeah. Well,
How-
and I did a
how'd you-
pretty good job.
Hold on, how'd you get them not to drop any bombs?
I stayed in front of him and I destroyed the second round, which was pretty much the first combat. I destroyed the Alpha Wing, and then round 3, I destroyed 2 of his bombers, which left just the aggressor and the another bomber. And I took the bomber out first, and then the aggressor on the next round.
So he didn't have like a trajectory simulator on anything, so it was just he had to drop him out the back.
Yeah, he didn't have.
I don't know. He may have, but he
I don't think he did.
I know he didn't launch anything. But I stayed in front of him the whole time.
Well, I guess that's a way.
Yeah. So he didn't catch. I think he only caught me, like actually dealt damage to me with a bomb like once, maybe twice, but definitely once. I did a good job of avoiding the bombs, but the fact that they were there completely like hindered my ability to get back around and do damage. And so yeah, he was able to, with like that TIE aggressor, for instance, or he was able to get like long range shots and just deal a little bit of damage here and there, or he was able to isolate my dudes because I wasn't able to get them around as fast as I could because I couldn't turn in, for instance, because there was a bomb there.
Right.
So yeah, that was one of those. I think I killed the Alpha Wing like right off the bat, right the first turn. And I was like, all right, cool. And then it's just like it was just one of those games where it's like super long and drawn out, and you unless things are gonna go wrong, like you're probably gonna win, but you still have to win. You know?
Yeah, no, I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
But
now
it was a good list.
I know the one person I played that I played what's his name, Richie, and he has those bombs
I
and
didn't play
stuff.
him.
I got to where I kept away from him to where he couldn't use the bombs. The bombs were never going to be
Right.
an issue, so he
Yeah,
never
I
got.
was watching y'all. You and him played as me and Calvin were playing. I was watching as you play.
Right. Yeah, and I just stayed up in front of him and tried to stay from him. So the ones that had the bombs, I tried to stay, in front of them or on the side, so his bombs dropping a bomb didn't matter to me. But some other ones that he had the trajectory simulator, I just made sure I was not that far away from him. So if he did drop it or if he did launch it out there, it still wouldn't bother me. So
Right.
I was smart and I kept him nice and close. And Sen Marana, that dealing that face down damage card is always fun because I got him on that a few times. So yeah. But other than that, my day tournament went to shit. Didn't do too well, but it's all right. It happens. I know Darrin. Did you guys give your lists to Darrin?
No, I never got around to it actually.
Okay. Because we're trying to stick it all up on up on the listfortress.com website. So I got him to finally get the tournament out there, and he's got the numbers. But if you would at least put the names in, it would have helped. But I was texting him today. Probably tomorrow I'll get with him and we'll work and try to get all it in. Do you guys know how to edit your stuff on there? Or have you guys ever been to the site?
Nope.
All right, you would check it out. It's called listfortress.com. And what it does, it's just a list of all tournaments, and they're so you can go in there and see who ranked what in the tournament and what list they flew and what their what their record was in the tournament.
Yeah, why would I want to go back and see my shit?
What's that?
I said, why would I want to go back and see my shit?
Because also think about this, you can go back and see how much if you start progressing. But that's one of the things that Darrin and I wanted to do is start trying to make sure we get our tournaments up there so we can have that out there too.
And all that stuff's public.
Yeah.
See, then people will catch on to naked Torkel nukes, you know?
No, I doubt it.
Besides you talking about it here, right?
Yeah. Right. No, that's why I like all the things that I fly, because they're usually not meta. So whenever points change come out, they're usually immune to them because they're not going to get nerfed.
Well, there's people like me. I like to go out there and just see what other people were flying. You know, sometimes you're saying like, "Wow, that's different," you know, and you see those specialty builds. You know that like you and your Fenn and Torkel. So I like to see all that stuff. So try to look around, see what other people are flying and stuff. Maybe give me a little bit of idea here and there. But yeah, because I like to see if I'm flying something that someone else is flying similar and see how much better they did on the tournament than I did. So stuff like that I like to see. So we're trying to get everyone everybody on that had that tournament to get their stuff on there so we can see. But if did you guys see that message I sent to you guys about the Crate Cup? Because they got their tournament up there too. And
yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, if you guys know your list, we can add it on there. If you guys don't know how to do it or don't figure it out, just let me know and shoot it to me and I can do it.
Mine is the easiest in the world.
Well, it'd be much easier if it was on the site.
Finn and Terok with Fearless, Naked Bounty Hunter. That's it.
Fenn and Terok?
Fenn and Terok, both with Fearless, and Bounty Hunter, Naked.
You guys can go in there and list you. And it also sees where everyone came out on the rankings, like individually.
Great.
Yeah. Patrick, you were the highest of our group. Yeah, that's I think that's about it.
How did Chris do? He did decent, right?
I mean, he did pretty good. I don't remember if he had 2 or 3 wins. I think he might have had 3. I'd have to go back and look.
Because he played Paul.
Right.
I know he lost that one.
Yes, he lost that one.
I just wasn't sure if he lost another.
He did. I know he lost at least one more.
Okay. So. Dude, his list, man. He's like a dwarf is to forging warhammers as his list. Like he just like comes out with this crazy crap that works really well.
I know. And you know what the whole thing is, one time him and I had been talking and I got a list. Him and I were tossing lists back and forth, and he sent me one, and I tried to play it, and man, there's just too many triggers of this and this and this. I just couldn't keep the shit straight.
That's how freaking Julian is too. I could not play his list. Like if we had to switch lists, like we probably both would, because he said the same thing about my list. Like he's like, I can't do what you do, and I cannot do what he freaking does. Like if we had to swap lists, we would both do terribly, probably. But yeah, his is super trigger centric, all of the synergy and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just like, I never connected all of those things. Like,
yeah, and somehow he figures out how to get all those things to work with each other, and he does good
yeah.
with it. But man, I love playing with Chris because it's always fun, but I hate playing against him because all of those little triggers and shit. Tell him he's got all too many shenanigans going on his list.
I think I've only ever played him twice, ever.
Really?
Yeah. One was like a whatever game, and I showed up with a list that I think it was like old edition. It was like harpoon missiles, and I just wanted to get harpoon missiles off, like sync harpoon missiles, and then had like 10 num. So I had harpoon missiles on Han Solo, and then 10 num, right? So I would attack with Han Solo, and I think I had adaptability on 10 num, so he was pilot skill 9, right? So I shoot first with Han Solo, and then get the harpoon missiles, and then my whole plan was like 10 num, I sink a crit and get all the extra damage, and it was literally just Han Solo and 10 num. That is it. And all I wanted to do was get that off. I played no long game, no other strategy. I just wanted to see it happen. I was like myopically focused on it, and I made it happen. And I literally got extra damage off the harpoon missiles on every one of his other ships. But in order to do so, I put Han Solo in the absolute worst possible position, and he died so fast. And then it was just like a B-wing versus the rest of his list, and I'm like, nope, it's not even gonna happen. Yeah, and then another one was a tournament list, and he had a bad day. He had a bad tournament. But yeah, no, I've literally only played him twice. That is literally it.
Ooh, I don't think a league or tournament has gone by where me and Chris don't play each other.
Yeah,
me and Chris play each other all the time.
I didn't play you, Austin. I didn't play Andrew. I didn't play Chris. Oh, Chris wasn't there. I didn't play. I didn't play James. I played Scott.
Who did you play? What the fuck?
I played Scott, Julian, Calvin, and oh my gosh. Who the crap else did I play? Oh, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Kyle.
He stresses out so much every time he plays you, man.
He was so mad, and I don't blame him for our game. So he had the three. All right, so he had the three IG-88s.
Right.
Which is scary. That's terrifying, right? Like just in and of itself, that's pretty scary. Super maneuverable ships are all medium base, and they all can hit hard. They all have 3 attack. Yeah, that's scary. And I remember when I showed up, I was like, I knew that Kyle was showing up to the 3 IG-88s, and I was like, I don't want to play.
Okay.
I just don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to play him. I don't want to play that list at all. I don't want anything to do with it. First freaking game was me and him, and we play each other literally every single possible chance that there is to play each other. And so yeah, I had the Finn with Fearless, Zuckus with the Mist Hunter, and then Forlom, and then a naked Torkel Mooks. And this time I usually do the I think it's Quinn Jast, the M3A interceptor that can recharge. He takes a disarm to recharge a charge, and then have like him with advanced proton torpedoes. But instead I did Captain Seaver with Juke. So that was my list. And right off the bat, he went hard for Finn. It was like one of those moments where I was like, all right, either he's going to go for my like pretty exposed Captain Seaver and Torkel nukes, or he's just going to completely focus on Finn. And if he focuses completely on Finn, this could be a bad game. And he did 100%, went hard after Finn. And I had a choice between like doing, it's like super close to this rock. I like either do a 1 hard or like a 3 bank the opposite direction in and just start getting nasty, right?
Yes.
He anticipated that, and I did the opposite. I like did 1 hard away. I was able to get basically like the only ship that he had, because I think I got jam. I think I jammed with Zuckus, and I jammed with, because I set up a kill box in the other direction. If he had went in the other direction after like my exposed Torkel nukes, then it would have been pretty bad for him, I think. But like Zuckus was out, and all I could do was like jam. So I jammed, and then I think I got a jam in with like Captain Seaver. So the only ship that he had focus tokens on, I was able to barrel roll out of the ARC with Finn. And I had like a rock in between everything too. So anyways, he had Finn completely isolated from the rest of my list for at least another like turn, right? Because everything else was pointed the opposite direction on my list. And all of his 3 IG-88s were in great avenues of approach for anywhere that Finn could go. Like, I was like, this is stupid. Like, this is like Finn's just gonna die right away, and this is just gonna be a terrible game. The rest of it's just gonna be him chasing me around the field, around the map, and it's gonna be slow. And no, Finn just didn't take damage, and he only got like 2 or 3 shots the entire game, right? The shots that he did get, he'd sunk some damage in, but the rest of it was just like him literally just trying to chase Finn running away, and then my other ships getting good shots in. But yeah, needless to say, he was upset with that, because he was like, I totally got Finn. I'm so excited. And he was very excited, and then he got not excited.
Yeah, I've learned with you not to chase Finn. If he's gotten away, and find another target and go for it, and then he'll swing back around. So
yeah, I mean it is. I think unless someone gets a super lucky shot on Finn, if they go hard after Finn, it's usually a mistake. I usually win those games easily. It's whenever they focus on something other than Finn that's difficult for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so 6 days is when this next wave is supposed to be out. So, man, when the next Aces League starts, yeah, it's going to be interesting. All these new things to be playing with. But the one thing that I thought was funny is we don't have a points list yet.
Right.
You know, the last one, they like 2 weeks before they put it out. Now here it is 6 days and we still don't have points. But like, when are they going to put it out? Like Tuesday, 48 hours before release.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday evening. So it's really hard to get too excited, because you don't know what the costs are. At least the last ones where we knew what the costs were 2 weeks out. Then that anticipation was a lot higher. But I think I don't know. But I think there's a lot of anticipation for these anyways. I see a lot of people gonna go for these factions and try them out at least.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, like I said earlier, I have one of every Republic ship reserved for me.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I mean, two entirely new factions to a game that's established like X-Wing. I mean, that would be exciting for any. Like, I remember in like 40K, for instance, whenever they introduced AdMech, and people are super excited and stuff, because it's just like something new, you know?
Right, and I think the fact that this is going to be new, to where it's not like it's a faction like the First Order of Resistance, who was already there, ships that we've already flown before. You know, it might be a little bit different, a dial a little bit different. but we're talking about all kinds of ships that are coming out that are brand new that nobody's flown before. I know earlier this week, FFG did a live broadcast on Twitch, and they had a couple of the developers that were playing a game with the new wave. So I thought it was pretty cool. You got to see almost all the ships were out. No, was it? I think all the ships were out there. So yeah, it was pretty good to see it. I mean, I had a crappy reception at work on my phone on Twitch since I can't watch it on my work computers. But it still looked like it was going to be pretty cool when they come out, because there's all those other things, that the new strain function, the new gas clouds, all those things that are adding into it. I think it's going to make it a little more exciting.
Did we talk about strain last time? What is strain?
Lowers your agility while you have a strain token on you.
Right, yeah. You roll fewer defense dice.
It's kind of like a lesser tractor beam.
Yeah, and then the next round you get it. I mean, you lose it if you've defended. If someone's already fired at you and you have your strain token, then after that's over, you lose it. Or you do a blue maneuver.
Well, is it going to be like a bubble thing like jam, or is it going to be like tractor beam where you have to have them like in your arc or whatever condition it is?
For what? For
strain? Do we know?
Well, there's different conditions on some of the cards that are, if we talked about one earlier.
It's the.
I'm trying to pull it back up quick.
I got it right here.
Yeah, it's the dedicated talent card, where it says that while another friendly ship in your side arcs at range 0 to 2 defends, if it is a limited or have the dedicated upgrade, you are not strained, you may gain 1 strain token. If you do, the defender re-rolls one of their blank results. So, that's where it says a friendly ship in the side arcs at up to 2.
Okay.
So, and there was something else on the other side too, but
interesting thought for separatist. Feedback array, that's an illicit slot, right? Currently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they introduced some sort of feedback array type thing for separatist? Or like
an illicit slot, or
no, not illicit, but like something different just for because they're so like drone-y, like electronic.
Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense.
Like,
yeah,
swarm and stuff, to where like I think it'd be cool. It'd be interesting because it'd be a trade-off. Like, hey, you could have like, let's say you made it cheap and you could have it on all of your ships, but to be good with this faction, you're probably going to be flying in swarms. So it's like, hey, every ship in range 1 or whatever takes either damage or like something else. So most likely that'll be other ships, or do you have like an entirely different build based off of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be an interesting faction specific. Not that it needs anything more, because I think it's already going to be really freaking good. But I don't know. It's just interesting, like thinking just thematically, just with the drones and stuff.
You were talking about what was a feedback array?
Yeah.
It's just, to my head, I was having a hard time remembering what it was.
I think they changed it in 2nd edition, where it's not quite what it was I know in what it was in range 1 was like every ship in range 1 gets a.
It says before you engage, you may gain 1 ion token and 1 disarm token. If you do, each ship at range 0 suffers 1 damage.
Yeah,
So,
that's not. Yeah, I think. So like all of that, but instead of range 0, range 1.
yeah.
Right, and that's something that is like some sort of slot that is probably more specific to separatists, right?
I mean, it could even just be, they might have an illicit slot. Who knows? You know,
That's true.
they might come out with a ship for like Cad Bane, you know, and he might have an illicit slot.
Right. Well, I was thinking like more of like the swarminess, like something you put on all of those Vulture droids.
Right, I get it. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, whereas like there's that trade-off, like, okay, either I hurt all of my friends around me, but I could do damage, or I don't fly what would normally be the best way to fly this faction. An entirely different strategy with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'd be...
It makes sense. That makes sense.
Huh?
I said it makes sense, yeah.
Anyways, but I digress.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to bring up? No? Okay. So this week I sent you guys all links to it or invites to it, but I got our Facebook page started. I'm going to get all the videos linked on there. I'm probably do that tomorrow. Is link all the YouTube videos on the page. So there's a link of all of these, and so then when we start getting likes on that, you know, people liking the page, that those things will be popping up, and I'll also start getting them published to another podcast site too. So maybe we can get some more exposure. Do have our Patreon page. I know that in the future, once we start getting subscribers and stuff, that things that we have already worked up. I know Chris and I have been talking about some tokens to do, and I know we put it out in the chat the other day. You know, like an example of it, and I'm kind of excited if we can get it up to where we can get some of those made. That'd be pretty cool. Have our own stuff like that, but then also we can use those stuff for like promos for tournaments and whatnot. In the show notes, there's going to be the partner sites for the people like Kyle and Darrin who have their painting, and then I know Chris does his own audio podcast on Saturdays. There's a link already on that for that. And if you are watching this still, make sure you like our page or like the video, subscribe to the page, click the notifications so you can be notified when we start a video. And yeah, and we'll try and grow this group up. We're getting more and more subscribers. So, and I like seeing it when I log on and those numbers go up. It looks great. But definitely would like to do the Patreon stuff, because if we can get that going, definitely we can start working on some of those promo things that we were talking about.
Right.
What did you guys think about that card that Chris made up?
That's pretty cool.
Are you talking about what he handed out at the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a really cool one. I got the Captain Grievous. I was like
you mean General Grievous?
The General Grievous?
Whatever, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty cool. He did a good job on those. You know, of course they're not the other kind like we get from other tournaments. Talk about a real quick, easy, cheap in-house tournament card that was pretty cool. But we do have it later on where we can we're starting to look for someone that can do the publishing of the printing of cards and stuff.
Yeah.
So then we could do it and have the symbol a little bit better on the back and stuff. So I got a lot of good ideas coming up, and
I will say, love those freaking those acrylic ones that he designed up that he sent that picture out on.
Oh yeah,
those look awesome. Yeah. I'm all over that.
I really like them. And yeah, so I'm gonna try and contact that person that I was told about that's in town that does stuff like that. So start seeing how much it would cost to do them and all that stuff. So maybe we can start looking at that, and that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then if we do start doing it, then we'll start promoting it out on our pages and stuff. So, and then we can have, them as giveaways to Patreons, all our Patreon subscribers, like every quarter or whatnot. So, yeah. So, tell your friends about the podcast, please, and grow some more subscribers. There are comments. I do get if you guys do listen, and while we're live, I do have the chat up. So then that, most of the time, sometimes I flip to another screen, but most of the time I have the chat up. So if anything's said while we're live, I can go in there and make comments back. I really encourage people to make comments on our videos so we can do something. I know we got one last time because they loved the thumbnail for the episode last week. Patrick, if you didn't see it, it was just me sitting here with my mouth open.
Yeah, I saw it. It was great.
Yeah. So this week's not going to be that way. I can already see what the thumbnail is going to be, and it's not. It's just me sitting like this. So
Step up.
Make comments as much as you can. We appreciate it, and once you guys can start putting stuff on the Facebook page and whatnot too. So yep, that's it. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Patrick, for joining me. And we lost Larry in the middle there. I know he was asleep for most of the last hour.
He was asleep for like 2 hours of the 2 hours and 50 minutes we've been on.
Yeah. So
there for the pre-show.
It's great. I'm gonna start putting in the notes, when will Larry fall asleep?
That's the thing. We need to get a betting pool.
Yep. And yeah, so I'll put a comment out on the first. Next time we'll just put a comment out on the chat. At first, I'll put out there, give me a timestamp when you think Larry's gonna fall asleep. And then
you get a free set of acrylics.
Comment, yeah. Get it spot on for the first time. We notice sleep. But yeah, it'd be great. All right, guys. Well, thank you, and we'll see you next week. Hope we got some more stuff to talk about. I know we always do, but we'll see if FFG put some stuff out. We'll also be the almost 2 full days of the new wave out, so we should be able to talk more on what we got our grubby little hands on and see what we like about it. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next week. Viper Squadron is out.